So I appreciate absolutely having a son that's now in high school, seeing the foundation of the academics program and the technology that's incorporated into the school has been a tremendous and valuable asset to our children's education.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
My sons were in a current public education system. They had previously been in a part-time Montessori program, but I was looking at some options for them to transition from into the public school. So we were there for about 2 years. And then really was not happy. I really realized and saw a difference in the learning and education of my son, what he had attained in the Montessori program, and then where he was. So I really felt that he was taking a step back, even at that early age, from having benefited from the Montessori program, and had really just went to an open house here, had never known very much about Unionville Montessori. I live close by, but hadn't been in to see this school. So my husband and I decided that we were going to explore one of their open house tours. Went in and were really pleasantly surprised with the environment in the school, the options that were available for kids. And we really decided that, based on the offerings of what Unionville Montessori could offer to our sons, that it made sense for us to make that move to the private Montessori model and, leave the public education system. Was just exploring what was in my area in Markham, and looking for, as two working parents, was looking for convenience of location close to our home, quality of education that the school would be able to offer, and the flexible options and the ability for both of my children to attend. And so really having two kids that could go, one could be in the CASA program as well as one that could be in the elementary program. Absolutely. With my oldest son, who was in grade 1 at the time, I saw a tremendous change in his attitude literally after about 3 days. And I say this to this day. I realized that in the public system, he was not being challenged as much as he could. He was not enjoying the environment. There were some difficulties in terms of bullying going on, not being addressed by the school. And I saw literally within a couple of days, a completely different child, very engaged, loved the school, was not intimidated by having to, learn new friendships and gain new friendships there, was openly welcomed by the teacher and the students that were in his classroom, and started immediately loving the school. And so I saw a dramatic change in him and his personality and behavior right from the very beginning of moving into the program. I really think it's the friendships. They grew up with a number of kids that were very close. So being in this environment, you had smaller classes, so you could really develop good core friendships with the kids that you moved through the different grades with. I think that also they just enjoyed the quality of the programming that was offered at the school, really felt connected to the school, the teachers that are there that are caring, and just the entire offering of what was available to them. So I appreciate absolutely having a son that's now in high school, seeing the foundation of the academics program and the technology that's incorporated into the school has been a tremendous and valuable asset to our children's education. Right from the beginning, the school has invested in technology and softwares to be able to be, advanced and help help the kids advance their learning and set those foundations of their core education. And definitely that has been a tremendous asset. You know, I see that, you know, they really deepened the learning, the techniques with them, being advanced with the technology. The children have utilized iPads, you know, personal iPads for years, whereas other schools are just starting to look at that, look at laptop programs and look at ways in which kids can be more remote and you know, using technology nowadays. And Unionville Montessori has built that foundation for many, many years now, and seeing that, foreseeing the future of where education was going and incorporating that pretty quickly into their academic program has been tremendous. From the technology and the Mac Apple Classroom, Mac Lab that they've had, and just incorporating teachers and academics that really focus on both, you know, from a core fundamental academic base, but also, you know, from technology, incorporating coding programs, using a Mac Lab, and getting kids accustomed to using computers and iPads for their schooling, and using all softwares to be able to, you know, not have to worry about papers and textbooks all the time. You know, kids are, you know, that's kind of going by the wayside, and that's where the future is. And so they've been using that foundation for many years. And so that's been a great asset to the academic learning of our children. Well, I would just love to see more extracurricular activities. I mean, they have a great balance of extracurricular activities for kids, everything from, I know for girls, they have, you know, ballet and dance classes, you know, for others, they have coding. And so just because a typical Montessori program allows you to have extended hours at the school, I think they've been great at bringing in those extracurricular activities to the school. So for me, it would be just more of that, so that kids can explore that more and take advantage of that more when they're at the school, you know, in the after school type programs. I think that's would be a great opportunity for the school to enhance their after school curriculars, although they do a great job of it. I just love to see more specifically for, because I have boys, more specifically targeted at, you know, maybe boys, you know, activities that they could take advantage of. But they, honestly, they have been great at incorporating so many extracurricular activities. I wasn't used to such caring and compassionate teachers. I mean, I know there are a lot of amazing teachers out there, but the quality of the teachers that I have experienced and that my boys have experienced throughout their academic career or in their academic education at the school has been phenomenal. They really do hire quality educators that are there for the right reasons. They're there because they want to teach kids. They want kids to think. They want to challenge them to think deeper about, you know, academics and learning. They're so caring and compassionate, and that, to me, didn't always see that. Even my own upbringing, I think that there were great teachers and there are not so great teachers, and so I've been pleasantly surprised at, you know, the teachers and how caring and knowledgeable they are, and how much they really put into the whole education of all of the children that go through the school. Yeah, I mean, I think the motto statement is to inspire, guide, and challenge, and that really is, they take that to a core heart of, you know, everything that they incorporate into the schools. They really want the children, you know, to have a good foundation of academics and academic excellence for sure. And they incorporate that with, you know, all of the different programs. They've always excelled at, you know, CAT testing. Our students have, and that's demonstrated there. The students always seem to be above average in the CAT testing across the country in comparison with other students across the board. And they incorporate a great, you know, character education program within the school. So not only focus on academics, but building that whole child element of really making sure that kids embody the characteristics of, you know, good empathetic children who not only care about academics, but care about their community, and they care about being, you know, kind to others and developing friendships and knowing how to, you know, work through life's challenges and how to deal with, you know, challenges that come their way or controversies, and really helping the kids to understand, helping them to know that it's okay to, you know, speak up, that it's okay to, you know, have a voice and to be passionate about what you, you know, care about, and really developing that character of a young person. So no matter whether they're in grade 1 or grade 8, really embodying those characteristics and trying to build that foundation right from the CASA program through to grade 8, you know, that they're building the foundation of academics and empathy and good quality, you know, whole roundedness of a child, which we all hope that we raise every day. I think the common values of what we all as parents are looking for is, you know, the common values: we want quality education, we want clear communication, you know, we want to be able to share and voice our concerns with the administration as should we do. We want to have an engaged parent school and parent, you know, community. So we want people to be able to be resourceful, but also to be connected and together. And we do foster that. There are a lot of, you know, parents who develop friendships, you know, have community together and care about the community as well. I think that's also is that, you know, many of our students and families, no matter what activity this school is doing, everyone really comes together as community to support any initiative, whether it's, you know, collecting food for the food bank for our, you know, during times of need, whether it's, you know, supporting youth that are interested in supporting a disease or a cause that's in the community, whether it's bake sales, you know, you see the tremendous community come together as parents and as students who are excited to come to school, who are excited to participate in these things. Whereas you don't always get that in other schools. A lot of times you can see, you know, the lackluster involvement per se in families, but definitely at Unionville Montessori, we have a strong parent community that voice their concerns, but also are really caring and really involved as a parent community as well. Yeah, I would say, I mean, certainly one thing that stands out, or a couple of things that stand out for me that, you know, kind of makes the school stand, you know, separate from others is, you know, my eldest son has been participating in year end, prior to COVID, was participating in year end, you know, trips and educational trips that have been really thoughtful. You know, everything from starting in grade 4 when they would be going, you know, to Niagara. Have done trips to Ottawa and Montreal. You know, kids have gone to Boston. So I think that has certainly been something that has been a memory where they've built those memories with their friends and classmates. I know my eldest son has participated in a science Olympics program, which, you know, on a weekend, you know, my kids have never really been, you know, ones to kind of stand out in the front and say, you know, offer to be participating in things. But when he was asked to participate in the science Olympics, I think he was really impressed and really felt, you know, honored to have that opportunity to participate because he had skills in science, and has very strong work ethic in the science and math programs. And, you know, he would not be certainly the type of individual that would be first to put up his hand to participate, but that he was asked to do it because they felt that he would be a good member of the team. I think that has certainly been something that reminisced about, and the quality of the year-end programs that they've loved to participate in stand out far beyond what others and other friends that he has outside of that school have participated in, and really being able to take what they're learning in school and applying that into a fun year-end trip that really looks at that, looking at the culture and community that's going on around us in Canada and exploring that as well as classes. I have nothing but high regards. I've always felt that the teachers and their academic standards have been top notch, and always been, had great interactions with teachers, always open to, speaking to parents, if you have any concerns, always accessible to be able to talk it through, and dealing with the issue that's at hand. From an administration standpoint, I would say that, our administration is phenomenal. Our principal is amazing. He's a very wonderful communicator, very open and honest, compassionate for the kids, and always available to the parent community and to the students, to allow them to come in and talk about the issues in a very diplomatic way, in a very calm and patient manner. All of the administration is very open, honest, and very approachable, which I very much appreciate, because you don't always see that from an administration. Sometimes, they don't want to hear, an individual parent's concerns, unless it's a collective mass. But I really think Unionville takes to heart every parent's concern that they might have, and really open and honestly address it in a very timely manner. I've never found that, that they've not addressed something that I've had a concern with. It's always addressed immediately, in a diplomatic way, and have been amazing to work with. Well, I definitely think the first thing would be the academic program. I think Unionville Montessori, is an advanced academic education institution, and that's really seen in the core work that the kids learn. The teachings that are offered, just the thought-provoking subject matter that the kids, undertake throughout all of the grades. So the academic program is top-notch, I would say, and one of the reasons why you would consider as a family bringing your kids to Unionville Montessori School. Two, I would say it is the community. So it's building that network of support. As a life skill, you want to teach your children that they can build that network, whether it's, through parents and the parent community, whether it's through, the school administration. It's building that community with the teachers that are there. Kids will, even though they might have a teacher in one grade, years down the line, those teachers know the students' names, they know about them, they still connect with them. They ask how they're doing. They ask how have you, adjusted and transitioned to high school? It's not like it's just a set of kids 1 year, that those relationships continue throughout your whole lifetime. And you remember those teachers that have an impact on you. And three, I would think it is, the student community. We have such passionate students, talented students, both academically, from an arts standpoint. We have some very talented and smart, funny, and compassionate children who go to the school. And having an exposure to different cultures and different communities and celebrating that throughout the year, I think really helps to build that foundation of that whole child. Everything that we as family and as parents want to teach our children, to be good at academically, to build those relationships, but also to build those friendships and build that, that character as your whole child, and to know that you're getting that in one CASA and elementary school, I think is a great choice for any family to consider. that, they're making an investment not only in the school, but they're making an investment in their children and their children's future. And, in our case, that has been successful. And really, I have been thankful that I've made that investment in my children. I think the advice that I would have probably liked is, honestly, I didn't know too much about the Montessori education program at the time. I didn't grow up with the Montessori education, and I wish that I probably would have known more about it and made that investment earlier. I wish people would have really told me, the value of, looking into Montessori education early on in my children's lives, and, doing that right from the beginning. My younger son, of course, obviously benefited, but, my older son didn't move to the school until grade 1. I really think I would have benefited from bringing my children in earlier. Although I did invest in him from a part-time basis, just to kind of, because, from a daycare standpoint, it was better to put him in something where he'd be learning than, just playing toys. And he was really looking to be challenged. So I think that if someone had said to me, really look at your child and see how they are as an individual. And if you feel that they are looking to be challenged and could handle, the depths of a Montessori program, try and make that investment early on in their lives, because you'll definitely see it benefiting greatly to the children.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.